The number 4 team in the country looking to gain one last swing of momentum as they head to nationals once again, taking on the number 22 team who's had better success in years past. It's Kansas, it's Missouri, it's rivalry at the rink. Hello, good evening to you all, and welcome inside Cable Dahmer Arena. I'm Gabe Daniel. Alongside me is Ryan Cartman, where this is going to be a fun one as it's a lot more competitive, especially than what we saw last year. You know, last time we were here in Cable Dahmer Arena, it was a 15-2 win for the Missouri Tigers. However, when these two schools faced each other in the Matcha Conference tournament, it was a 12-7 game, and it was really competitive, especially by Kansas, as they were able to fight back and make it a really interesting game. So, Ryan, I'll go ahead and bring you into this one. What does Kansas have to do differently?
Well, Gabe, it's first, Coach Anderson McConnell for KU was talking about it. This is a show, a lot of fans here, but hey, you got to keep your head in the game, and you got to realize this is just hockey, this is just another game. But what Kansas has to do is get off to a hot start, get off fast. That means aggressive forechecking, going after pucks, not being able to afraid to get aggressive. We need to get aggressive. Kansas got outscored 7-2 in the first period in that last game against Mizzou. They ended up tying 5-5, start the second and third. So it's all about a hot start for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about keeping your head into that one, that's really going to be the key, especially when you have Brett Siddons, who got ejected from the game last time. And then you just had a Kansas team that was sort of walking wounded. However, it's going to be a lot different. Again, this Kansas team is a lot healthier, and obviously the mindset is there. You know, I was talking to Caleb Dusso last night after practice, and I was like, hey, how'd it go? And he talked about how it was a high intensity and how they feel ready for this one. So,
yeah, Gabe, health is a big factor. Zach Sudeikis last game had that lower body injury. Of course, we saw him out there. He was only about 60-70%. I talked to him just before the game. He says he's ready to go. Let's fire the cannons, baby. Come on.
And when we sort of talked about it, you know, how Kansas made it interesting, you know, 9-7. They go on the penalty kill, and that's sort of where the game got even more away from them. So, again, discipline's going to be the biggest key here.
Yeah, discipline is the biggest key. It was Brett Siddons who took most of the majority of the penalties. We know Siddons is a hothead, and I like the aggressiveness from Brett. You're going to need it for this game, but you got to stay disciplined when you get aggressive. You got to check properly. You got to make sure that you're checking good.
Yeah, especially the stands here in Cable Dahmer Arena starting to fill in a fair share of both black and gold and crimson and blue as the Missouri Tigers hitting the ice now. As, again, they're wanting to pick up that momentum. They're wanting to, you know, win this game and head off to nationals on a high note, because after the completion of this season, they are jumping up to that D2 level.
Yeah, when I'm looking at Mizzou, you could look at guys like Nick Spolek, the captain, had a great game, 5 points against KU. But I'm looking at the freshman, Ethan DeGroat, only about his 11th Matcha game. He had a great game, had a hat trick and 2 assists as well, recorded 5 points. That's going to be a kid to look at on one of the top lines for Mizzou. We have Josh Dobbs also for Mizzou as goalie. He played a pretty good game, and then that first period fell apart. KU, again, just got to get shots on goal any way you can, Gabe.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're looking at Kansas, who's about to hit the ice here soon. They're led by Tyler Nelson, who had quite the year so far, especially making that jump over here to Kansas from Waldorf. And then you have a guy like Caleb Dusso, who just really stepped it up this year, having a career year. And then another guy like Brett Siddons. This Kansas team is deep, and it's a lot more special than what they've seen the last couple of seasons. But it's the same thing with Mizzou. You know, that's what makes these rivalries really great, is just when the two teams are at their best, and it makes it competitive and fun to watch.
Yeah, it is great, Gabe. And we know this is senior night. We're going to be celebrating Cole Walsh and Mitch Miles, as well as your 200 broadcasts as well, Gabe, your last game with KU hockey. I want to thank you for everything you gave me, and I know I'll be taking the reins next year. I'm looking forward to it. But with the core that KU has, lots of sophomores coming back next year, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and take a quick break here and be back right after this.
Let's hear it for Ben Murphy. Come on. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. We'll give picture friends
a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good.
Run in, they score! So shoots backhand shot, he scores! Dropped it back, Duso, he scores! Duso shoots and he scores! And welcome back inside Cable Dahmer Arena. It's rivalry at the rink, and the Jayhawks are about to make their way onto the ice, as we'll go ahead and introduce the starters for them. At center, it'll be Tyler Nelson with Blake Hearn and Caleb Duso at his wing. Hearn, normally a defenseman, making the jump up there. Back at the blue line, it'll be Cole Walsh and Zach Roberts getting the start. And then in goal, it'll be none other than number 30, Mitch Miles.
Gabe, I like Hearn coming up. It gives Luke Nessa an opportunity to come back on defense. Big presence. I think that's what the Jayhawks were missing last time they faced this Mizzou team. A big presence on defense. That's exactly what Luke Nessa gives you. The 6'4" freshman from Waconia, Minnesota, weighing in at 185 pounds. That's a big boy. He'll do a lot of damage down there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he leads the defensemen in points for the Jayhawks. But again, this Kansas team is special, and I know head coach Andy McConnell has a really good mindset heading into this one, and he was talking to the players during warm-up saying, hey, go out there, get a good feel for it, because a lot of these kids haven't played in front of a crowd like this before.
No, yeah, Gabe, you're right. And it really is a big crowd, and I think we're getting a national anthem now. So we'll talk more about this crowd later, because it really is a great crowd to see, and it is really stressful as we got Big J here as well, the Jayhawks mascot. This is a big show right here. Well, Gabe, just want to say before we start, I had this in mind from the bottom of all our hearts here, Mike Oblick, Jack Maurice, everybody at the KU hockey staff. We thank you for you bringing up this broadcast crew. I couldn't be in this spot without you. None of us could. And Gabe, for the last time in your KU hockey career in your 200th game, take us away, partner.
As the puck is dropped, we are underway as the faceoff is won back over to the Tigers as they try to get a pass through center ice. It was over to Spolek, and Kansas able to get it away. Hearn got it over to Duso, who chipped it into the corner. It'll be picked up by Hazelton, then wrapped around over to Danny Rudman. Rudman tried a headman pass, held in by Hearn. Shooting blocker save made there by Richardson. And Kansas able to hold the line as it was Roberts using the backhand there along the boards to get it out. Then a headman pass intended for Spolek, but it's backward. Walsh will poke it away. Walsh trying to chop it up. It's going to be taken away by Knapp. Now over to Hearn, who's going to get it across to Roberts out of the zone. Sent up over to Duso and quickly stripped back by the Tigers. Here comes Knapp on the right side. Shoot save made by Miles. Played to the corner as Duso up over to Nelson. He brings it up on the left side, trying to drop back top of the circles and just has to reach for it, and will have it at the hash marks. Trying to play it back to the corner. It looked like it was Knapp getting the puck, trying to find it over to Spolek. And it's under the net up front, and a save made there by Richardson, and now the Tigers getting it back down the other way.
Gabe, already better start for KU than last game, getting way more pucks in front of the net, causing a lot more havoc in front of Dobbs.
As it's dumped back over the other way. Into the corner now, Breyer trying to play it up. Now Feeney even trying to get it out, but the Tigers doing a really good job of zone control there as Miles kicking that one to the corner. Nessa battle in the corner, gets it over to Siddons. Siddons around over to Bullard. Bullard off the boards, and it'll come all the way back where Casiopo will play it across. As it's going to be walked in here by Austin. Poked off the puck, trying to drop it back, and here comes Feeney. Until it goes back over to Casiopo, who's going to backhand it into the zone. Now Breyer looking for the headman pass. He's able to connect with Gerber. Now Gerber threw it into the zone, but it's going to be Casiopo trying to get it over to Hug. Now in the corner, Siddons with it under the goal line, poked off the puck there, and it's banked up. It's going to be Van Heerden in the body as the puck is sent into the zone. Schubert trying to play it around over to Medina. As it's into the slot there, the Tigers with it, pass across on the backhand shot, missing the net there. And Medina picking up the loose puck into the corner as it's up over to Fantoni. Fantoni trying to find it over to Gerber. And now here come the Tigers up on the left side as it's Baumstark with it. Dropping it back. Blumenschein a shot and a save made. Rather, that was Buddy who took the shot.
Yeah, Gabe, so far really back and forth it feels like. I think this game's going to be won along the boards. Lots of turnovers along the boards. Both teams pressuring each other a lot on the boards. And, yes, it's going to come down to which team has more endurance by the end of this thing.
As this face-off, Juan over to Walsh. He tries to backhand it out of the zone. It's going to be knocked out of the air by Hearn. Hearn getting it up over to Dusso. Dusso carrying it in on the left side, trying to throw it to the corner. It'll be picked up there by number 17, Eli Baumstark. Tigers using the boards to get it out once more until Cole Walsh trying to get it away, but it's going to be DeGroat walking it in. He'll curl back around as DeGroat has it. Pressured by Nelson. Dropped it back, trying to find it over to Hazelton in the corner. On the doorstep, shot by Buddy, save made by Miles, and now here come the Jayhawks. Nelson finds it over to Hearn, and almost in the clear, but it's going to be held in by Nelson. Looking in, shot, save made by Richardson. Now Kansas with it. Shot blocked right up front, around to Hearn in the corner. On the doorstep, goes through the crease. Off the rebound, Feeney couldn't poke it home. And it sends back all the other way.
Yeah, Gabe, these Mizzou defensemen are losing a little bit of their guy right now on the ice. Had a lot of open front ice right there for Tyler Nelson. And, yeah, Tanner Richardson right now doing a good job behind net for these Tigers. Tyler Nelson right there wide open. But, yeah, again, just Mizzou got to be able to get that open ice before clogged up.
So looks like the faceoff is going to get moved. So it'll take place at center ice. As this one is won by the Jayhawks, thrown into the corner there by Bullard, picked up by Casiopo, and he'll play it off. Bullard fanned on the shot, Siddons with it now. Through traffic, kicked away by Richardson. Now picked up there by Blumenschein. Held in at the line by Schubert as he threw one on net. Richardson kicking away on the doorstep. Feeney fanned on it. A great look there. As it's going to be on the right side here. As there was a great opportunity by Zimmer. The rebound blocked up front. Now Nessa able to clear it. Can't get it out. Casiopo blasts one from the point. Bullard got it out of the zone. And back after it is going to be Schroeder. Schroeder passing it back. Casiopo has to chase it in his own corner. It'll play off the boards. Rudman had it, stripped of it by Siddons, dropped it back. And Feeney trying to get a short side shot there as it comes all the way back. Now Van Heerden with it. Tries to float that one up. It's going to be taken by Spolik. A one-time shot and a save made by Miles with 15-14 left to go.
Yeah, loose lucky there. That one didn't turn up to a goal. That was Mizzou's number one line on the ice there with Nick Spolik and Andrew Knapp causing a lot of havoc, and they caused a lot of havoc last game too. That's their best line. Obviously, number one line, two guys that can really score the puck and play physical.
So another face-off win here by the Jayhawks. Back over to Walsh, trying to use the glass to get it out as it's going to be Knapp with it. Tossed it up in the slot. So Walsh gets it over to Dusso, and Dusso will just send it in from center ice. As it's wrapped around, Nelson got a piece of it, trying to get it across to a defenseman. And then here comes Rudman. Rudman trying to get a pass right on the doorstep there. Walsh got a piece of it. Now Miles will safely play it over to Roberts. And the Jayhawks again getting it out as it was tipped into the zone by Hearn. Had a little too much heat, so he had to kick it to the corner. But here are the Tigers on the puck once more. Unable to hold it in was Nelson, so it's going to be sent back up. And here's Duso on the right side, walking in, doorstep, back door to Hearn, and a save made by Richardson as it's over to Nelson. Backhand pass, intended it for Duso, and now the Tigers have it up on the right side, swinging over to the left. Saucer pass up to Spolek, a shot off the post in the crease and backhanded out, and they score. So a great second chance opportunity there by number 15, Jack Hazelton, a senior defenseman, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, I gave that one there just caused by some havoc. Mitch not getting a rebound there. And overall, yeah, I mean, Mitch knows he's got to get those. I think that was Duso who came over talking to him, just saying, hey, you're a good kid. And yeah, just got to bounce back from that one. Can't think about it too much.
So short-term memory going to be huge for the Jayhawks here as the face-off is sent over to Hemmer. Hemmer carrying it in, dropped it back, shot by DeGroat. Goes over. Now another shot through traffic. Unable to tip it up front was Hemmer. Now it's in the corner. As it's up over to Gerber. On the left side, he tries to make a move around one man. It's going to be stolen away. And Hemmer able to hold it in. Now another shot by Driscoll. Just a little high and wide there. Now here comes Gerber with it. As it's cleared into the zone far enough, and it'll be called an icing with 13:23 left to go.
Yeah, I gave this third line for Jayhawks out here right now. Usually one that does a lot of cherry picking with Jack Gerber, but right now Mizzou in the neutral zone for these last couple minutes has really solidified their game, not letting KU get too many offensive zone opportunities. Got a big chance here though off an icing. And Mizzou wants to win this game. They got to limit the icing. They had quite too many last game, which let KU get back into the game.
Shots are 7-4 in favor of the Tigers as they also lead here on the scoreboard. As it's back over to Schubert, try to shoot one through traffic. It's sent to the corner now. Bullard picking it up. Bullard back to Schubert. Schubert again back behind the net. He tried to find Siddons there, but the Tigers getting a piece of it, but Schubert sending it back in. Siddons trying to fight for the rebound. Goes over to Richardson, and it's back behind the net. And around the boards it'll go, and the Tigers get it out. Saucer pass all the way across over to Hemmer. Shot blocked up front by Van Heerden. The rebound kicked away by Miles. Now Austin on the doorstep trying to help out there. As it was Schubert trying to get it out of the zone. Kansas really struggling to get it out as there's a block by Feeney. Up into the netting it goes, and out of play for a stoppage with 12:33.
Yeah, Gabe, I'm liking it right now. I see it's, I think Schubert and Lust are playing with each other right now, and Roberts and Cole are playing with each other right now. I like that one big guy and one smaller guy. Small guy like Walsh, who will really go in and block shots for you. He's a shot blocker. We've seen it there. He'll get in the way of the passing lanes. I like what Andy McConnell's doing here.
As it's going to be sent around over to Roberts. Roberts trying to get the headman pass over to Duso, but it'll be picked up by Nelson right about the hash marks as he try to drop it back over to Hearn. And here's a delayed penalty on the Tigers.
He's assisted by number 64, Nick Spullet.
So interference will be the call here, and Kansas will head to the power play with a great chance to tie up the game.
Yeah, Gabe, power play, special teams for the Jayhawks have been a strength all year. Last game, though, against the Tigers, 0 for 3. Tigers have really get on their penalty kill. What Jayhawks just have to focus on here is, hey, pass around, don't need to take every shot, look for a good lane. If you're Mizzou, just put pressure on the puck. That's what they're good at, get bodies on the puck.
So it's number 17, Eli Baumstark, heading off for interference as it's back over to Siddons. Siddons passed across, looking for someone on the doorstep there. And it'll be around over to Nelson. The Soul advanced to the top of the circle, and now in the deep slot, walking under the goal line now, trying to get a pass across, and Nelson forced to pass over to Siddons. So back over to Nelson. His pass blocked, and Kansas unable to hold the line as it's dumped out by the Tigers, and they'll get a change going. Miles will settle it for Siddons. And Siddons from back behind his own net on the right side. As it's thrown around, picked up there by Hazelton, who tries to get out for the Tigers, and all the way back now Nelson. Nelson, he'll walk it back behind his own net. On the left side now, swinging to the right. He's going to cut through center. Tyler Nelson turning on the Jets here, gets hauled down. And the puck's thrown to the corner. Gerber going to help him out, but the Tigers again clearing it back out. Miles comes out to play it. The head man pass connects to Siddons, and he'll button hook around. He got knocked down, so he's able to get a pass over to Nessa, but it's stripped away there by Driscoll. And Driscoll at the hash marks will drop it back over to Knapp. Knapp walking in, backhanded away. And as he tries a little Michigan move there, he'll pass it over to Driscoll at the point. It's going to be stripped away here by Nessa. Puck in the neutral zone. He gets hauled down. Play will continue as it'll be dumped in by Duso. And now it'll be a delayed penalty on Kansas. Sent all the way back. Roberts will touch it. And with 10:28 left to go, we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey for about 16 seconds.
Yeah, again, the penalty's going to be called on Luke Nessa. He lost his stick. Mizzou called for a penalty. Couldn't tell exactly what it is. Looks like they might be giving him unsportsmanlike conduct. We do get an unsportsmanlike conduct. I think it had to be something that was said because it didn't look like Nessa did anything in particular. So either way, refs had good ears, picked it up. Right now, Mizzou doing a really good job containing Tyler Nelson. They're sticking on him. They're pushing him around. That's how you contain him. Because if you let Tyler Nelson get loose in space, Gabe, we've seen what can happen. He could be a special player.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, with 10:28 left to go, we have 4-on-4 for about 16 seconds. And then it'll be a Missouri Tigers power play. As this one is won back over to Hearn. He gets a headman pass up over to Feeney. Feeney up on the left side. He'll just go ahead and backhand that one to the corner as he upends Casiopo there, but ended up falling himself after. So the headman pass goes all the way over to Hearn. So Kansas with possession again as Roberts try to play it up. Now here's Hearn with it. He'll just crank that one in. Looked like it might have hit the linesman there right in front of the Missouri bench, but either way, the Tigers have it back behind their own net. Now turning on the Jets down on the left side, it was Hemmer. He's able to shake off a hit, gets a pass over to Zimmer. Now Zimmer getting a hit from Feeney. He's able to kick it over to Hemmer in the corner. The pass blocked by Roberts, and it's a great shot there, but unable to find the net, so it'll be Walker sending it back to the corner. Zimmer to Casiopo. Casiopo's pass intercepted there as it's Siddons. He's able to get it out of the zone, hit the glove of Casiopo, but it's to be walked in by Feeney, and he'll just gently send it to the corner and get a change going for Kansas.
Yeah, Gabe Feeney had no gas left in the tank there. If he did, he could have made something out of it, but he was dog tired.
So this headman pass intended for Knapp now picked up by Spolek. Spolek will toss it to the corner. Breyer had a piece of it, but there's a great shot there by DeGroat. Misses the net. It'll ride its way out of the zone. And the Tigers have just about 26 seconds left on their power play. As it's passed across over to Rudman. That's intercepted here by the Jayhawks as it's out over to Nelson. He's got Duso with him. Nelson waiting to do so and try to shot kicked away by Richardson. The net comes off, and we get a stoppage here with 8:40 left to go.
Yeah, Gabe, I think that they might call that on Danny Rudman on Mizzou. I can't tell. Maybe they're going to say he purposely won a net. I still can't tell what they called that penalty on. We'll find out here. But anyway, big chance there for the Jayhawks. That was number 16, Ethan DeGroat. They're getting in the middle of them, the forward. Doing a good job there, causing some havoc, not letting that pass from Nelson to do so go easy. And I don't know if they did call a penalty. The ref did have his arm up, but might have just tried to signal a stoppage of play. Can't tell for sure. Where linesmen get the net back on its bearings and ready to go with KU on the penalty kill for 12 more seconds.
So the Jayhawks chasing after it. Back behind the Missouri net, it's going to be Nelson. He's getting pressured heavily. One hand on his stick, still had the puck, but it's finally going to be poked away there by Hazelton as Kansas is back to full strength, and that was a great penalty kill there. As it's dumped in, it'll be Miles playing it to the corner, finds it for Breyer. Breyer try to loft it out of the zone. It's going to be stripped by Knapp, but Siddon's able to send it out. It'll be Baumstark back on it. Baumstark, his pass intercepted by Hearn. Hearn tried to throw it back in. This will be Baumstark with it again. Baumstark, bank pass, unable to connect to Knapp, but he'll finally get it back for himself, and it was a saucer pass intended for Spolek, and Knapp scores. So number 14, Andrew Knapp, getting his 35th goal on the season. As you see, he patiently waited with that one, just beat the glove of Miles. And the Tigers lead 2-0 with 7:47 left to go here in the first period.
Yeah, Travis Breyer there had a chance to clear that puck away. The second-line defenseman for the Jayhawks just couldn't get a hold of it. And nice shot there by the Mizzou Tiger, getting it right past Mitch on his glove side. 2-0 now, Tigers lead.
Mizzou Tigers goal scoring number 14.
And you know, you saw it last time these two teams met. Missouri jumped out really fast, and then Kansas sort of just really stayed in this one. As you see a shot right up there, Baumstark trying to get under the skin of Miles. You saw him poking and hacking at him a little bit. That's got to be something you want to keep your eye on, as there was a shot by Hug, blocked up front by Nessa. He's able to crank it out of the zone, as it'll be back over to Jones. So he clears it into the zone. Roberts getting it right back out, trying to find it over to Siddons, but the Tigers crank it right back in, and an icing call here with 7:02 left to go.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little chippy in front of the crease of Mitch Miles. I've been watching that crease, and Mitch shoving some guys, and Mizzou guys running into Mitch a little bit. It's going to get chippy in front of this crease for Miles. He's got to stay strong. He took a 2-minute slash last game against the Tigers. Can't take it here. You need all the even strength hockey you can get. You can't go on the penalty kill against Mizzou, even though the Jayhawks did have a great penalty kill, their last one.
So the faceoff was won by Kansas. Gerber had a nice shot there. And it looks like we are going to head to immediate timeout here with 6:58 left to go. As we're back inside here at Cable Dahmer Arena, 2-0 our score through just about 13 minutes played. Ryan, what have you seen so far?
What I think so far is that Mizzou's playing a great job in their D zone and their neutral zone. They're pressuring the puck carrier. We talked about it. Tyler Nelson's got a ton of pressure on him, ton of bodies shoving him around, and that's really limiting what he can do right now in this game. The Jayhawks got to find other ways to create pressure in Mizzou's offensive zone. It's really been the number one line so far from Dusso, Nelson, Hearn. We're going to start seeing that 2 and 3 line led by Siddons and Fantoni starting to get more pressure in that Mizzou defensive zone.
So this face-off won back over to Williams, and almost a costly turnover back behind the net, but Breyer with it, throws one in, tipped up front, they score! Number 86, Jack Gerber, the redirect up front from Travis Breyer, and it's 2-1.
Well, Gabe, I think Jack Gerber heard me, and he heard me well. Gerber there scoring the goal, the number 3 line for the Jayhawks. As you watch the replay here, getting deflected off of Tiger and the Jayhawk. That's what Jayhawks got to do right now. Good, just throwing pucks on net. Hey, see what can happen. What happens there? Goal for KU, right back in the game with just under 7 minutes to go.
So it was number 86, Jack Gerber, just able to get his stick on that puck as it was sent in by Travis Breyer. And, you know, that's really where you want to go if you're Kansas, is just right to the net for that redirect. As it's sent up over to Gerber. Gerber got it into the zone, but it's quickly back over to Driscoll, who found it over to Austin, who tried to walk it into the zone, falling down, took the shot, kicked away by Miles. Kansas cleared it, couldn't get it out, as it's Driscoll with it again. Cross-ice pass to Hazelton through traffic right to the glove of Miles. And a stoppage here with 6:11 left to go.
Well, Gabe, just when you thought that the KU bench might have been looking down, starting to get a little more life on that bench now. And same thing, Mizzou still got some life on their bench as well. They still know they have a 1-goal lead. We have this KU third line starting to come up now. Looking good. Gerber there having a little more life.
So right off the face-off, the Tigers had it, but it's stolen there by Nelson, and he'll wait back behind his own net before making the play. Nelson's going to skate it up. He's able to self-saucer it, had it to his backhand, so we'll get it back over to Roberts. Roberts finding it over to Dusso. Now Dusso walking it in. Dusso trying to drop it back to a defenseman. No one was there, so Walsh having to regroup it there at center ice. As it's going to be back over to Nelson again. Nelson up on the right side. Tries a shot, and it looked like it didn't get on net there, so it rode the boards around, and here come the Tigers now with a rush. Pass over to Spolek. Spolek walks in, shoots, just missing the net there. As Rudman was able to hold it in, Dusso able to crank it out, and it'll be an icing here on Kansas, and it looks like the Jayhawks were wanting that one to be tipped. Either way, the stoppage with 5:20 left to go. Shots are 9-5 in favor of Missouri as they still lead 2-1.
Yeah, again, Nick Spolek, really fast, throwing nice. He looks like he plays so much bigger than he is. He's only 5'10", 175 pounds, but he really does play like a big kid, the captain for this Tigers team.
And then a great job there by Walsh, just right on the back door, making sure Rudman couldn't poke home that loose opportunity as Nelson walks in, gets hauled down as he tried to play the puck across. And the Tigers will skate it out. Now here comes Knapp, pressured off by Schubert, shooting one, and a save made by Miles. So into the corner now. Spolek tried to play it across, got it over to Williams, but it's sent out of the zone by Kansas. And picking it up now is Knapp. So Andrew Knapp on the puck. He'll swing in on the left side of the ice, swinging towards the slot, poked away. Here's Feeney with it now as he tried to get a headman pass up to Bullard, a little too far. So another icing call here on Kansas.
Yeah, but I do want to say, overall, way more disciplined starts to the game for Kansas than previous. I know we had that Luke Nessa unsportsmanlike conduct there, but other than that, hasn't been as physical as you thought it would be, I don't think. But again, KU staying disciplined, not letting the Mizzou power play kill them. They did a good job on that one power play that Mizzou got. KU just keep staying disciplined, and you actually have a good shot to win this game.
So another Missouri face-off win. Back to Casiopa with shot and save made by Miles. And the corner is going to be picked up there by Buddy. Buddy gets it over to DeGroat. DeGroat back to Buddy as he's going to curl around the net. Backhand pass up over to Casiopo. Cross ice over to Williams through traffic. Sticked away by Miles. Now another shot through traffic. Sent to the corner, not on net. And there's a big hit there by Van Heerden. And a hand pass called here on the Tigers.
Yeah, Luce doing what he does best. Big kid out of Pretoria, South Africa, 6'3", 225 pounds. Best part is he's only a freshman. We get to see him here at KU for another 3 years, and he's going to be doing just that, laying his body around. I've talked to his dad before the Omaha games we had about a month ago, and he said that's what Luce loves to do best, loves to lay his body around, came from a rugby background in South Africa. Expected a lot of that from him tonight.
So Luce Van Heerden, the freshman born in Pretoria, South Africa. As it's over to Breyer, and here's a delayed call here. As I think that was for a hit Breyer had laid. Actually, no, it was Luke Nessa who laid the hit, and then Breyer took one over there in the corner. So Luke Nessa will sit for two, roughing the call. So it'll be a Tigers power play with 3:56 left to go here in period number one.
Yeah, again, I was trying to look at the replays. Couldn't really see too much. It kind of ended a little early, as you can see there on your screen. But didn't look like much to me, but either way, Zebras got the last call. KU got to do another great job again on this penalty kill.
So Spolek getting pressured there along the boards there by Siddons. Forced to pass it over to Knapp at the point. Trying to find Rudman at the back door, but that's poked away there by Roberts, and it comes all the way back over to Richardson, and he'll settle it down. So the Tigers starting play from back behind their own net. As they'll walk it in on the right side, it's thrown to the corner as it's going to be Hazelton back behind the net. He's going to be upended there by Breyer. And a great clear by Kansas as it's left behind the net by Richardson. It'll be picked up by Rudman, and Rudman will wait. As it's up over to DeGroat on the left side. He'll stop right around the hash marks, dropping it back over to Knapp. Knapp waits. Pass block there, and a great job defensively there by Feeney, as it's going to be Knapp walking his way in. Shooting one, missing the net, as that one will just squeak out of the zone. Hazelton back on it, and the Tigers have to get back on side. So Hazelton just walking in. A shot blocked up front. That was by Cole Walsh. One of the things he does best. As this Walsh forcing that puck the other way, picked up by Nelson. He'll curl around right around the circle, sending it all the way back over to Walsh. Walsh across, gets it once more. He'll just loft that one all the way back down to chew off more time, as it's Richardson leaving it for Driscoll.
Yeah, it's number 1 power play unit for Mizzou, starting to come alive a little bit more. Andrew Knapp there, leading the team in 8 power play goals. Silky sweet moves from him.
As it's poked back the other way, Dusso lofted that one up. As it'll head along the boards right around the hash marks, Driscoll will pick it up. And just like that, Luke Ness is out of the box.
The Jayhawks are back at full strength.
So Medina able to backhand it out of the zone, as it's going to be Gerber. As he walks it in, trying to backhand pass over to Nelson. It was a great look, just couldn't quite finish. And now here come the Tigers. Spinning around with it was Austin. He played it up. It's going to be Gerber getting it across over to Breyer. Breyer walking it up. Connects with Nelson, who just left it for Medina. Medina poked off the puck there. Now the Tigers have it. As it's dropped back over to Driscoll. The headman pass connects there over to Buddy. Buddy on the right side, saucered away. Breyer had it at his feet. He's able to throw it to the boards. And then it's going to be picked up there by Jones. Now Fantoni in the corner trying to wrap it around. He's able to get out of the zone. It's a foot race for the puck. Medina able to advance it into the zone. Lost the battle along the boards as it's thrown in. Now the Tigers have it, just about 50 seconds left to go, as it's going to be walked in there by Schroeder, poked away, and then Gerber got a stick on it, got it to Fantoni. Fantoni off the glass, and the Tigers send it back the other way. Fantoni off the boards, got it to Van Heerden. Van Heerden trying to find it over to Siddons, and Van Heerden will take a hit right along the boards, and the Tigers have a rush now. Up on the right side, it's Schroeder, dropped it back, and a shot missing the net there, as it's Hogg trying to throw it in. Spinning around on the shot was Walker, sent out of the zone, as this could be a foot race for the puck. Just a little too ahead of Gerber. He couldn't catch it. Now the Tigers sending it back the other way. Now it's going to be Walker up on the left side. Walker dropped it back. Schroeder missing the net there. 5 seconds to go. Along the boards it is. And there's a huge collision there by Casiopo. And the Kansas bench not happy about that one, as that was a big hit there. As you see the replay, Casiopo kind of caught him up high. And that was on number 7, Brett Siddons. So obviously no love lost for that one, especially when Siddons was one of the guys getting into those altercations the last time they met.
Yeah, Gabe, KU captain Caleb Dusso right now talking to the ref. Was asking, I think, to try to maybe upgrade that penalty. I think it was Andy McConnell was asking for too. Almost looked like a cross check to the neck up high. And I was hoping, I saw Luke Nestor come in there and wanted to start something up, but I was happy he stayed disciplined. I was hoping he would. And now the Jayhawks are going to get a full 2-minute power play to start off the second period. You can't ask for a better start to the first period for the Jayhawks.
So it'll be a carryover penalty for the Tigers, so that'll put Kansas on the power play when we return. 2-1 our score. Missouri leads after 20 minutes of play. All right, welcome to the first intermission. I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Jayhawk great Chris Tehan. Chris, thanks for coming up here and spending some time with us. I know you've had one memorable game against Missouri, so can you just talk about what this rivalry means to you?
Hey, I mean, this rivalry means a ton to me. You know, it started with bloodshed, so that's what everyone wants to say. Scott Pollard said it the best. It started with a hateful rivalry out in the Civil War. So it's something that runs deep in Kansas blood and in Missouri blood. So it's always good to come out here and watch a good old competition. I think that we've seen it with some big hits already. I haven't seen any fights yet, but you know what? I think that will come in the second and third period.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's sort of how it happened last time we played earlier in the year. The physicality ramped up a lot more towards the end, but can you just talk about from what you remember the most from when you played Missouri?
Oh, I mean, it was a huge anticipation week. I mean, huge. We were watching videos every day after practice. And, I mean, Coach Self really emphasized the hatred that we have from how much it meant to the alumni that played here. Same with the hockey team. I had a bunch of my hockey friends text me, talk about how much this game meant to them and how fun it would be in this environment. I think it's lived up to it, and it's a hatred that runs through everybody, every alumni and everything. So it's a big show out. I think the team's doing a good job at this point.
And then obviously now that you graduated, you have started a podcast. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, hey, so me and Mitch Lightfoot do a podcast, Rock Chalk Unplugged. We talked a little bit about the Mizzou rivalry earlier this year. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to keep in touch with the Kansas community. You know, Kansas has the best alumni system, best students, best coaches, athletes, whatever you want to say about Kansas. So it's been a lot of fun to keep in touch with them over the past year.
And then just the final question for those interested in your podcast back home watching right now, what's the best way they can support that?
Hey, just subscribe on YouTube. I mean, it's a lot of fun. We have a great time. You get an inside look at the University of Kansas basketball, a little bit of football. Obviously, me and Mitch's forte is in football, and so we just talk everything Kansas athletics. So go to YouTube, support it, Rock Chalk Unplugged, baby.
All right, and that is all the time we have. Again, I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Chris Tehan. Chris, thank you. We'll be back after this. So thank you, Lindsay, and thank you to Chris Tehan for that intermission. It was a lot of fun being able to talk to him. I know especially with how involved he was with KU Hoops. You know, he had that huge three-pointer that put him past the 100-point mark back in Allen Fieldhouse a few years ago. So it's a lot of fun having him up here in a game like this where both teams are back out onto the ice now. It's a 2-1 lead for the Missouri Tigers, but Kansas will start on the power play.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity here for the Jayhawks, Gabe. Big opportunity here. 2 minutes of power play time. Expect to see this number one unit out here with Brett Siddons, Tyler Nelson, and those guys. And hey, maybe it'll be the Siddons show. We'll see. But Tyler Nelson's got to find a way to create some free space for himself. He needs it badly.
As we are ready to go for period number 2 from Cable Dahmer Arena in this 2024 edition of Rivalry at the Rink.
Opportunity right now, Gabe, for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, as it's Siddons there, getting troubled into his own zone, as it's going to be over to Nessa. Now Bullard trying to play it across. Knapp off a turnaround shot. As it's going to be skated up the other way by the Tigers. As they dump it in, it's going to be over to Nelson. As it's going to be walked in by Nelson. Nelson up on the right side, trying to spin it around. Now Nelson with it. In the deep slot, he'll drop it back over to Duso. Duso waiting, shooting through traffic, blocked up front by Nessa as he's getting held down. Siddons now through traffic, blocked up front. Now Bullard with it, trying to chop it up front. Siddons fighting for the loose puck as it's going to be over to the Tigers. As it's going to be brought back in over to Siddons. Dropped it back. Nessa shoots, and it's going to be kicked away by Richardson. Now back over to Duso. Duso shoots, tipped right up front, and the save made by Richardson. And some pushing and shoving after that one.
Yeah, Gabe, here comes the physicality now for these teams. A lot of net front presence in front of Tanner Richardson. And it looked like there was a moment there when number 17 for the Tigers, Eli Baumstar, got his stick somehow caught under the body of Luke Nesta. It looked like he was pulling on his leg. I thought they were going to call that some sort of interference. But either way, we play on. Jayhawks still got 33 seconds on this power play.
As the face-off, won by Kansas, and it was a great shot by Gerber right away. Held in right at the line by Roberts. Roberts, cross-ice pass to Feeney. Shoots off the side of the net. Rebound, Medina now. As it's going to be Medina in the corner. Medina trying to play it up to the point. Falling down, able to get a pass over across to Roberts. And Roberts will send it around. Now Medina in the corner. Medina backhanding it up over to Feeney. Feeney waiting. To the deep slot. Back over to Feeney. He tried a shot. It was tipped up front. It's going to be wrapped around, but held in there by Roberts. Roberts playing it around off the boards. It's going to be Medina back behind the net trying to fight it loose. He gets taken down. And he'll take an extra hit there by Jones. Either way, the Tigers able to clear it all the way back. As it'll be an icing.
Well, Gabe, really good penalty kill for the Tigers. They were able to do whatever they could to try to get that puck out of Tanner Richardson's crease. And they caused a lot of stress on Richardson and Jayhawks, but at the end of the day, the Tigers were able to keep that puck out of the back of the net. 5-on-5 hockey now. Jayhawks got to find a way to get this number one line alive.
So off the face-off over to Wall, shipped up front. Zadakis had a stick on it, but it's going to be thrown to the corner. Now played around. The Jayhawks trying to fight it back. And it looks like they had a piece of it in the corner. Zadakis jumps right back in to help him out as it's going to be played back around. So it's going to be Duso backhanding that one to the point. It just skips right over the stick of Breyer, and he'll have to throw it back in. So into the corner it goes. It's going to be Jones on the puck back behind his own net trying to send it out. It's going to be held in by Breyer. Breyer got it to Zadakis, who backhanded it around. And sent all the way back once again. And an icing called here with 16:56 left to go.
Yeah, big opportunity now for the Jayhawks. Saw a lot of tired Mizzou legs on the ice with 2 icings in the past 40 seconds or so. Obviously, Mizzou can't change if they ice the puck themselves. Big opportunity for KU getting the number 4 line, it looks like, on the ice. Correction, number 2 line with Bullard, Siddons, and Feeney here. Can't tell what's going on now at the KU bench. 2 refs and a linesman collaborating over there with somebody on the bench.
And it looks like it's the athletics trainer for Kansas helping out the referee. So maybe something with the finger from what it looks like. It looks like his hand's being worked on right there. Either way, that gives both teams a little bit of time to catch their breath in between whistles here. So again, 16:56 left to go. 2-1 our score. Shots are 10-8 in favor of Missouri. And what's been a very back and forth game so far.
Really has been a big back and forth game, Gabe. And you would think that there's a lot more shots on goals for both teams. But what I really think is happening right now is that shots just aren't getting through. Both teams doing a really good job of getting in those shooting lanes, blocking shots. Both these teams be physical.
So it's Juan over to Feeney. Feeney getting it right back. He tries to play that one around the boards, as it's going to be Feeney stripping that one away. Hug wins the battle there under the goal line, but it's going to be held in by the Jayhawks, as it's going to be Feeney on the puck first. This will curl back around before throwing it around the boards. It's going to be sent up over to Casiopo. Casiopo's pass intercepted by Feeney. Back over to Hearn, and Hearn try to play it up. Now the Tigers have a rush here, as it's going to be Hemmer dropping it back over to Austin. A shot missing the net there, and here comes Siddons. Pass across, now Bullard with it. Bullard shoots, and it's just unable to find the net there, as it's Richardson playing it aside. Now Walker in the corner. Walker tried to send it out. It was a shot up front off the doorstep. Bullard trying to wrap it around the net there. On the doorstep, Siddons had it out of his backhand, but it's taken away there by Walker, and it's going to be sent all the way back out. So back behind the net now, Miles leaving it for Schubert as he tried to play it into the corner there for Kearney. Rather, that was Bullard. So Zadakis able to poke the puck away as He advances it into the zone. The Tigers right on it, but that allows Kansas to finish a line change. So now Baumstark shaking off the puck there by Hearn. Is he back into that one in the zone? It's going to be Driscoll sending it back out the other way. Now it's going to be Dusso picking it back up. So again, a lot of back and forth puck control before Kansas clears it all the way in. Richardson plays it up, finds it over to Baumstark. Baumstark, the headman pass, finds it over to Buddy, and he'll take a big open ice hit there. And that allows a rush for Kansas, and it's just hits galore out there as Buddy has it again. Shot tipped up front there by DeGroat, unable to find the back of the net. As it's going to be Casiopo, and there's going to be a delayed penalty here on the Jayhawks. As the Tigers still just cycling it around. Now Driscoll, shot kicked away by Miles, puck behind the net. And finally touched up by Kansas. And we get a stoppage here with 14:39 left to go.
Yeah, penalty here engaging me on Blake Hearn. Don't know if they're going to call maybe a holding. Trip it's going to be. Looked like he almost grabbed the Mizzou player from up top. Either way, it's tough to tell, but another big opportunity here for the Tigers. Haven't converted on the power play yet. KU's got to stay. It's aggressive on the puck carrier on this penalty kill.
So over in the corner with it now is DeGroat. DeGroat's circling around. Getting a pass over to Knapp. Knapp in the deep slot, trying to find someone at the back door to tip that in, but can't connect there. So the Jayhawks able to get that one out of the zone and back on it. Pursuing that is going to be Knapp. So Knapp lost it into the corner, has to chase back after it as it was Siddons, the high guy, pressuring him. So Andrew Knapp with it again. Cross ice over to Danny Rudman. Rudman up on the right side. It's played around the boards. Knapp trying to pick it back up as the puck falls right to Siddons, and the Tigers get it back. Rudman poked away by Siddons. Siddons trying to wrap it around the boards, and it'll go out of play, bringing us a stoppage with 13:45 left to go.
Yeah, Gabe, you can tell here that the Jayhawks are highlighting Andrew Knapp. He is probably the most dangerous goal scorer on this team. Leads the team with 34 goals and 8 power play goals. Has 55 points on the season as well. The other 50-plus point getter on the Tigers is, of course, Captain Nick Spolik. But yeah, you got to highlight Andrew Knapp on the power play. Jayhawks doing a good job of that, and making sure they don't lose sight of the other guys on the power play for the Tigers.
So this face-off won over to Casiopo, dropping it back over to Austin. A shot and a glove save made by Miles.
One of the few times tonight that Mitch Miles had a clear path in front of him to see that puck come in. We can see exactly from where we're sitting. No traffic in front of Miles. Tigers doing a great job of getting traffic in front of Miles so far. One of the few times they haven't been able to do that.
So again, this face-off won here by Kansas. They're able to send it all the way back down, and Richardson will come out to play it. Richardson will backhand that one around, picked up by Casiopo. Casiopo sending it back over to Driscoll. Driscoll left it for Zimmer. Now Zimmer across. Try to find it over to Hemmer, but it goes a little too far, and Kansas trying to clear it out now. As the Tigers have it from back behind the Kansas net, lost control, and the Jayhawks dump it all the way back down. As it'll be Casiopo behind his own net again. So Casiopo cross ice over to Austin, forced back the other way. And now it's going to be sent back up over to Feeney. Now Feeney entering the zone. He'll just loft that to the corner. Racing back after it, trying to get there first was Dusso, as there's going to be a shot there, and it was by Hearn. Now it's going to be Nelson walking it in. He tries a shot, and another glove save made by Richardson this time, bringing us to a pause with 12:29 left to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, we'll never know what that shot was to come of Blake Hearn. Caleb Dusso just got in the way of it, and there's no way he could have known that it was coming. He was trying to get to the other side of the ice, the weak side of the ice that Hearn was on, to try to set up probably potentially cross-ice pass. Tough break there for the captain, Caleb Dusso.
So another face-off win here by Kansas. Shot tipped up front, they score! Welcome to the sit-in show! It's number 7, Brett Siddons, and we are tied at 2.
Gabe, indeed, we are in the Siddons show. I thought that puck might have got deflected up front. Trying to tell. It doesn't look like it was deflected off Feeney. Maybe it just wasn't deflected. I just think Richardson just misplayed the puck. Brett Siddons a snipe for him from the point. We got a brand new hockey game now, almost halfway through. All
So
tied
right
up
off-
2-2.
Right off the face-off, the Tigers dump it in. Miles played it aside, and there's a shot. It was deflected up front by Schubert, but Miles will kick it to the corner as the Jayhawks going to work. As it's Siddons getting it over to Feeney. Siddons with it again on the right side. He's able to advance it in, and racing after that puck's going to be Nelson. Nelson got there first, had it at his feet. Now he has it back behind the net. On the backhand with it. Button hooks around, still with it, trying to drop it up front. Feeney shoots. Save made by Richardson.
He's assisted by number 16, Tyler Nelson.
Gabe, here we go. Big opportunity now for Jayhawks again. Penalty now called on number 26, Trevor Jones, the senior defenseman for these Tigers. Going to be a tripping here. And Jayhawks right now, Gabe, we're saying this is number 1 line. Got to get going. And they are starting to get going. Tyler Nelson able to find some open ice. Got that puck dropped off there in the slot. Just going to get it passed away. Chandler Richardson, great save by Richardson. But again, power play opportunity for KU.
So this face-off won by the Jayhawks. A shot by Gerber. As it goes off the glass, Medina trying to go for the rebound, but it's going to be dumped all the way back down by Buddy. And it goes back behind the net where Miles will touch it up, and it's going to be left for Gerber. And oh, he can fly as he comes down up on the left side. Gerber will just wrap that one around the boards. He tried to get it over to Medina, but it ends up going to Hazelton first. So Hazelton will pass it over to Baumstark. And another clear opportunity for Kansas. Rather, that was Missouri able to maintain possession, but here comes Gerber, still with it, shoots, and a save made there by Richardson. Turnover up front, and shot just going over the net, and it's going to be played along the corner now. Driscoll trying to send it out, and that puck held in as it's thrown under the goal line. The Tigers able to clear it, can't get it out as it's over to Medina. Medina try to drop it back over to Feeney, and unable to hold the line there was Hearn, so it'll come all the way back. Miles, aggressive, top of his crease, will leave it for Hearn. Hearn, the headman pass, found it over to Roberts. Roberts got it to Feeney. Feeney waits, and he'll try to get a pass over. Instead, the Jayhawks will go for a change. So with its Cassioppo, he'll send it all the way back down and hit the skate of Dusso before going to the right corner. And Dusso has it back behind his own net. Dusso circling around. Able to get it out of the zone. As up on the right side, it was Siddons. He got knocked down. Jayhawk faithful wanting a call there. Drop back. Nessa circling around. Shot off the rebound. Siddons unable to convert. Dusso has it now. From the hash marks, he tried a shot. It's going to be kicked away by Richardson. Getting that puck first was Bullard. And Bullard's going to drop it back to Dusso, and the Jayhawks will go to work. Siddons got knocked down. The fans wanting a call there, as it's going to be back over to DeGroat. And it'll be sent all the way back down, back behind the net. Fresh out of the box is Trevor Jones. Jones trying to send it back over to DeGroat. Unable to get a shot off, and it's going to be Williams from the point, fanning on that one. As it'll be Missouri with it in the corner. The right corner, it's DeGroat. Pressured off the puck there, and Tyler Nelson with it. Forced back in, so DeGroat has it for the Tigers. Dropped it back. Spolek, backdoor shot, and unable to get on net. So Spolek again dropping it back over to Knapp, and a save made by Miles, who's having himself a night so far. As we'll go ahead and head to another media timeout here. 9:17 left to go, tied at 2. About 9:17 left to go here in the second period. 2-2 our score. what's been a really exciting game so far. The physicality is there, and definitely the competitiveness is something that we haven't seen like this before.
Yeah, Gabe, the chippiness is back. What we know the Border War to be all about, it's back. The chippiness, guys hitting each other all around. And yeah, Mizzou gets started off with 2 goals of their own. KU comes back with 2. Momentum seems like starting to shift in Jayhawks' favor again. A lot more pressure in that Mizzou defensive zone.
So right off the face-off, the Tigers had it shot, and off the rebound they put it home, but right away it's waved off. And you can hear the rain of boos from the referees wearing black and gold in the stands.
Yeah, Gabe, the reason that puck went in is Mitch Miles heard the whistle. He knew the play was over, so he stopped. I think the ref thought that Miles had the puck. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, so it's dumped into the zone here. The Tigers trying to get it away, and they do, as it's going to be Knapp with it. Cross ice over to Spolek. Spolek trying to drop it back over to Rudman. It's going to be shot in by Driscoll, hit a man up front. And Spolek trying to drop it on the doorstep there. Other way, it won't go, as here come the Jayhawks now, as it's going to be Siddons. Still with it here on the left side. Siddons walks in, shoots, so patient as ever. And it goes up into the netting and out of play.
Yeah, Siddons there to Zakis right onto his right side, but Siddons said, I'll try to take this myself. The defenseman there was usually forward, Andrew Knapp, trying to get back on him. Didn't have enough time to get back there. I think it was a good idea by Siddons. Tried to go high blocker side, couldn't put it in. But Jayhawks, again, starting to get more pressure here. See what happens.
So Duso on the draw over to Nelson. Nelson has to circle back around. He'll play it to the corner for the team captain. Trying to find it over to Zadakis. A shot up front by Nelson. Blocked up front, and Walker will get it out as he stretches a pass over to Hemmer. Hemmer still with it, walking on the doorstep. A backhand shot, and he scores. So it's number 9, Aaron Hemmer, getting on the board there.
Yeah, again, that was number 9, Aaron Hemmer, getting on the board. Had 2 assists in the Amacha's conference championship game against the Jayhawks. This time he records a goal. And what a nice forehand backhand there by Aaron Hemmer. Not much Miles could do. Just great moves there by Hemmer.
So 3-2 our score with 8:20 left to go. Thanks to the goal from Aaron Hemmer. As the Tigers have it here on the left side, trying to get a pass in the slot. Swatted to the corner by Kansas as they're going to try to skate this one up. Here comes Fantoni. Rather, that was Nessa. So there was a shot there by Nessa. Glove save made by Richardson, which brings us to a pause with just under 8 minutes left to go.
Gabe, you're right. You got to have a short memory in this sort of game, and Jayhawks just got to find that switch and get back to pressure. And Tanner Richardson, they just have it there, got an offensive zone faceoff to his blocker side now. Jayhawks just got to get that out the memory bank and start fresh here.
So this faceoff, Juan over to Hug. Hug try to clear it out, but it's going to be along the boards. Battling for it is Siddons as it finds its way to the point. Tipped right up front by Feeney on the doorstep. Richardson got a quick stick on it there. He was able to send it away. Now Nelson back over to Feeney. Feeney still with it. One-time shot there from the point off the rebound, still with it. And it was at the feet of the Jayhawks, and now J.T. Baker will try a headman pass. A little too far, so Roberts trying to backhand it out, held in by Zimmer. Zimmer stripped of the puck there by Siddons, and Siddons will wrap around his own net before passing it out of the zone. Over to Feeney, a nice stick lift. Picked up by Nelson. Now Nelson walking around, still has it, pressured in the corner. And so will throw it across the other way, and racing after that one was Roberts. Poked it to the corner. Now on it was Nelson. Nelson got it to Feeney. Feeney to the point. Back over to Feeney. Try to settle it for Siddons in that far corner. As it's going to be a headman pass for JT Baker again. Lost control in the neutral zone. And then it's going to be offsides on Kansas.
Looks like Coach Andy McConnell now changing up the lines. That was Siddons, Feeney, and Nelson, a mixture of the 1 and 2 lines. Interested to see what line comes out next. If maybe it's a mixture of a line again, it's going to be Medina, Fantoni, and Gerber. So that line stays the same. So it looks like Andy McConnell decides to change up lines 1 and 2 a little bit, try to find some more firepower on offense.
So here comes Gerber. Shot, save made Richardson. Gerber able to backhand that to the far corner over to Medina. Medina trying to play it back over to Gerber. And it's going to be picked up by Hazelton now. Hazelton, the headman pass, intercepted. Looks like it was Cole Walsh getting a piece of it, but DeGroat gets it right back. DeGroat pass across, save made by Miles, kick to the corner. As it's Fantoni battling along the boards now, and hit there in the corner by Walsh as the Tigers have it right on the doorstep. Shot over the net, swatted out of the air, but held in at the last second by Driscoll. Over to DeGroat. DeGroat, and a big open ice hit there by number 38, Lance Medina. So the Tigers again, a cross ice pass, and having to reach behind him. It looked like that was Hazelton. And there was another nice hit there by Medina, who knocked that puck away. So Driscoll playing the puck off the boards. The Jayhawks get it right back before Baumstark had it at his skates. He'll dump it in. Miles thought about reaching out to play that back behind his own net. Couldn't get there in time, so Spolek holds it in. So it's going to be back over to Casiopo. His shot hit a man up front, as it's just right around a wraparound shot there. Now the rebound picked up by Zadakis, got it out of the zone. And then Andrew Knapp will spin around into the shot, throwing it under the goal line. This time it'll be picked up by Breyer, and we get a stoppage here.
Yeah, it's going to be an icing there. Gabe Linesman had his arm up for at least 5 seconds. I don't think the ref saw it at all, though, that his arm was up. Didn't call it in time. Either way, this number 1 line of Mizzou doing their thing, keeping more pressure, starting with Nick Spolek, the captain, doing a great job. Jayhawks got to find a way to get pucks out of the middle of the ice. That's going to be what kills this team if they don't do that. But here, Jayhawks got the number 2 line out now. Got to find some offense here. Again, mixture of these lines.
So Dusso on that draw over to Bullard. Bullard playing it back to the corner for Dusso to wrap around over to Zadakis. Zadakis dropping it on the doorstep. And Missouri turning that one aside. Casiopo got it out of the zone, found it over to Spolek. Spolek trying to make a move through the slot. Pressured away by Roberts. And a save made by Miles. Spolek's one of those guys you really want to lock down, and Zach Roberts did a great job there. You saw him walking into the zone, then Roberts just standing right there in the way, preventing him from getting any chance off.
Yeah, Gabe, there's not many players who can really body up Zach Roberts. I mean, when you weigh 220 pounds and stand at 6'5", it's a pretty intimidating player.
So Roberts, a backhand pass over to Feeney. Feeney left it for Nelson. Nelson knocked down, and that's going to get called. And the Jayhawks are on the power play with 4:44 remaining here in period number 2. Shots are 19-18 in favor of Kansas.
Gonna get a hooking call here, and yep, got right in between the legs there of Tyler Nelson. Did number 8 for the Tigers, Nathan Austin. And yeah, can't do that, and that's the one thing Mizzou cannot have if you want to try to pull away from these Jayhawks penalty kills. This Jayhawk power play has been very lethal all season.
So a great job there by Kansas holding the line as it's Dusso. Passed across, shot over the net. Rebound picked up by Williams. Can't send it out. Nelson did a great job there holding the line as it's going to be Siddons. Backhand pass off the boards over to Bullard, creeping around the net. Finds it over to Dusso. Dusso will pass it over to Nelson. Nelson thought about shooting it. Instead, he'll pass it across to Siddons. Siddons, backhand on the doorstep. It's loose. And Richardson standing tall. The Tigers clear it back. And Miles way out to play that one.
So we want to see from Jayhawks power play causing a lot of havoc in front of the net. That's what they've done good all season.
And here comes Nelson swinging in under the goal line. Poked off the puck there as it's going to be cleared back out by the Tigers. So Miles again playing it up for Dusso. Now Dusso will send it over to Siddons. Siddons try to backhand it in the other way. Nelson got a stick on it. Back over to Siddons. He's going to curl back towards the point. Walking it in inside the circle, still curling back around, looking for something to do with that puck. He'll get it over to Nelson. Nelson waiting, try to pass. It's tipped up into the netting and out of play with 3:28 remaining. 44 seconds on that Kansas power play.
Yeah, Gabe, obviously for the second goal of the game, we had the sit-in show, Brett sit-in scoring. But that's the great thing about him. He doesn't just score goals, he's also a playmaker. See him keeping great control of that puck, keeping it on his right side, making sure no Mizzou guy can get to it, looking for opportunities to get guys open like Tyler Nelson.
As holding the line there was Feeney, but that puck kind of got him up in that shoulder area, so there wasn't much he could do to keep it in after that. But it's going to be back over to Blake Hearn, who sends it over to Roberts. That headman pass connects with Gerber, just poked off the puck as he was just coming down that right side with speed. So just about 20 seconds left on that penalty assessed over to number 8, Nathan Austin. As there's a turnover there to Grote, try to pass across over to Buddy, and the Jayhawks intercept and have a chance for one last rush. As it's Roberts, he'll just backhand that one in. Richardson will glove that and hang on for a stoppage here, this time with 2:47 left to go.
Gabe, you don't think this game means a lot to both teams? I mean, you do, but just, if you don't think this game means a lot to both teams, think again. Mizzou just got off playing a couple regular season games. Obviously, this only an exhibition game, but they go to nationals in a couple weeks. You think that, you know, you don't have to play too well for nationals. You know, you want a good game, but no, Mizzou's really taking this game seriously, and I like that out of them, showing real physicality, real aggressiveness.
So Siddons, shoots, just missing the net there, and then fighting for that rebound on the side of the net. There was Bullard, but Siddons picks up a loose puck, dropped it back over to Nelson. Nelson having a fight to get it back, and it's going to be Breyer helping him out now. Breyer advanced it to the corner. Now it's going to be over to Feeney. Feeney trying to circle around the other way. Laying down, trying to play that puck, but it's going to be Blumenshine stripping it away over to Zimmer. Zimmer up on the left side. Zimmer curls back around at the hash marks. Saucered and stolen by Siddons. Siddons now with it. It's an odd man rush for the Jayhawks. Siddons waits, shoots off the post. He scores! Number 7 again, and it's tied back up at 3.
Gabe, love hearing that sit-in show call because it is the sit-in show. Looks like that puck went off first glance anyway. No need for that rebound. 5-hole Brett Siddons went right on Tanner Richardson. Got ourselves a brand new game, all tied up at 3. Just over 2 minutes to go. Gabe, if you don't love that, you don't love hockey.
You know, showing where that rivalry means to him, where it counts, you know. He snapped a pretty high point streak in that championship game once he had gotten ejected early, and he's really making up for that tonight. As it's going to be Duso with it, dropping it back. As it's going to be sent back up over to Bullard, thrown to the corner, racing after it. Zadakis. Zadakis try to drop it back. Held in at the line there by Nessa as he tried to crank that back in. It's going to be a battle along the boards right in front of the penalty boxes, and Kansas with it again. As that was a great job by Bullard to force it back in. Zadakis to Nessa. Shoots, kicked away there by Richardson. Up front, puck's loose, and it's going to be touched by Spolek, and another penalty on the Tigers.
Gabe, you made a really good point there talking about Brett Siddons, how he's a physical guy, he's aggressive, and we like to see that out of him. But he's been doing it disciplined, and he's a big game changer when he's on the ice, whether he's playmaking or scoring goals, as he has 2 of them tonight.
So a minute 32 left. And a boarding call here on number 28. That's Tyler Williams.
Gabe, I'll be honest, I was looking away from the play, didn't see the boarding call, but anyway, another big opportunity for the Jayhawks here with this number 1 power play unit out.
So right off the draw, Casiopo dumps it down for the Tigers. Miles will play it around over to Duso. Duso backhands it the other way. It'll be picked up there by Bullard. Bullard advancing that one up to Siddons. Siddons drawing it back for Nelson, who's going to be pressured around his own net and has his stick knocked out of his hands. And it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for the Jayhawks.
Well, Gabe, the Tigers have done everything right to try to disrupt Tyler Nelson. They've done a great throughout the whole game. but you can't take a penalty when doing it. That's exactly what happened there. I didn't see the penalty called there. I wasn't paying attention. Probably slash, I'm guessing, is what they called. And yep, got the stick, knocked it out of the hands. Can't do that. Nelson wanted the call. Gonna be 5-on-3 here. Another big opportunity for the Hawks.
So about a minute 38 of 5-on-3 hockey. Kansas a great chance here to gain a lead. As the face-off, unable to be held in, but won by Kansas, so back after it's going to be Dusso. Dusso. He's going to walk it up before dropping it back. It's just going to be Siddons up on that right side, pressured back behind the net. As it's going to be wrapped around. Nelson holding it in. So Nelson again in the deep slot. Coasting around, gets it over to Siddons. Siddons shoots, just missing the net there, and that'll ride the boards out of the zone. And here comes Rudman on the left side. He's going to be caught by Siddons, and he gets hauled down. And the Missouri faithful winning a penalty there, as it's going to be a headman pass. Finds it. Here are the Jayhawks, as it was Nessa trying to shot. That was blocked up front. 20 seconds left to go. About 45 seconds of 5-on-3. That shot blocked up front there by Baumstark. And Baumstark will have it on the left side. He'll drop it back over to Buddy. But that's intercepted by Nessa across. A one-time shot. He scores! Tyler Nelson on the power play. And the Jayhawks lead 4-3 with 7.5 left in the second period.
Well, game, Jayhawks power play has been holding scoreless last game against Mizzou, and so far for this game until then. Tyler Nelson been clogged up all game, but when 5-on-3 got a lot more open ice. On that breakaway, there are chance on Mitch Miles. Jayhawks might have gotten away with a little bit of a penalty, taken down. I want to say that was number 11, Danny Rudman for the Tigers, but either way, if you're the Jayhawks, you'll take it, and now you got a power play going into the next period. This is the best case situation right now for KU.
As this face-off won back over to Hazelton, he'll quickly dump it in. And that'll do it here for the second period. We'll see if we have any extracurriculars here. And it looks like it'll just be a couple of words exchanged and it won't amount to anything more. Again, our score 4-3 after the first 40 minutes. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks, Gabe. We're here with Brett. Brett, you scored the 2 goals to give your team the tie and then the momentum. What's working for you guys?
All of us together, we all got to fight, win the corners. Not just one of us, not just 2 of us. We're all fighting together and playing great D, and it's going the other way.
And then with this lead, how are you going to keep that up, and what are the key factors going into this last period?
We just got to keep fighting, do it for each other, do it for Mitchie, do it for Walshy. Play defense, block shots, just wanting it more.
All right, thank you, Brett. Best of luck in that last period. The Jayhawks took the lead in this second period with 3 goals, 2 of those coming from Brett and another coming from lead all-time point leader, Tyler Nelson. This game has been very aggressive, going back and forth with penalty minutes. When we come back in this third period, the Jayhawks will be on the penalty.
So 40 minutes down, 20 to go. Ryan, what did you see there in that second period?
I saw an aggressive team on the forecheck, Gabe. Those guys were not afraid to get down and get dirty to Jayhawks. With Mizzou, I saw a physical team in open ice. They were not afraid to take open ice hits. They weren't afraid to give them out either, give KU a taste of their own medicine. What Mizzou needs to do here, just keep clogging the middle of the ice, and they got to find anywhere on Mitch Miles that they can find an open lane to shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about Brett Siddons, number 7? You know, we talk about it all the time, saying the Siddons show. What did you see from him?
You know what I've seen? Discipline. From last game to this game, he was way more disciplined. He's still taking his hits, and I love to see that from him, but he's doing clean checking. I know we brought it up pregame that this team has to be disciplined, and they've been disciplined for the majority of this game, minus a couple penalties. But Brett Siddons, when he's out on that ice, he's a playmaker, he's a game changer, and we've seen it here with the Jayhawks now up 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Siddons had 2 goals, and then Nelson added on the 4th one to give us that lead, 4-3, as there's just about a minute and a half left here of second intermission. And, man, it's really flown by. 20 minutes left for Mitch Miles and Cole Walsh, two guys that when they came in their freshman year, they didn't get to have a season. So to make up for that, they're playing Monday night men's leagues here at Cable Dahmer Arena and Independence Community Ice. And then sophomore, junior year didn't go the way they'd wanted. And then their senior year, they get to go out clinching a spot in the conference tournament for the first time since that pre-COVID team. And, I know this game means a lot to them, and the rest of the guys on the team do want to pull this one off. That way they can send them off on a high note.
Yeah, again, we heard Brett Siddons talk about it in his intermission interview with Lindsay, that they're doing this for Mitchie and they're doing this for Walshy. And these are the two seniors on the team. This is their last 20 minutes of hockey with KU. But again, you just got to think about the game right now. Think about this after, but you got to think about the game. This is a dangerous Mizzou team. We know it. They can score in bunches. You got to hold that number one line of Nick Spolek. They've done a fairly good job. You just got to keep them held down.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get back to action for the third period, I do want to send a special shout out to the other seniors on our staff. Richie Obeid, Will Brooks, and Ella Zeff. Those three have done a lot of work here for the club, especially Ella, coming in and being the president and then wanting to hand off that role to Emma Malphus, who has done a really good job as just a sophomore being the president of this club. And then for Ella just to come back after that, be the director of operations and be a really, really good leader. I'm just so thankful for her and the other seniors we had on this staff.
Yeah, again, I'm never a gloater, but I think this is one of the best run hockey clubs, ACHA clubs, in probably all of ACHA, especially Matcha. It's great to see the staff we have on social media. We get praise from Zach Sudeikis' parents, for example. I know. And it's just great to see what Emma Malphus has done, Ella Zeff. They're just such great leaders to have around here. You as well with the broadcasting. And what a way to go out for these seniors with hopefully a win against these Mizzou Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go ahead and turn our attention to the ice where both teams are back out and ready for period number 3. So it'll be a 50-second power play for the Jayhawks to start off period number 3. As it's Nick Spolek in the box. As this face-off quickly won over to Bullard. And as soon as he entered the zone, he stripped of the puck there, and the Tigers quickly crank it back the other way. This was a pass right up front of the doorstep. It's going to be poked away here by the Jayhawks. Duso able to fight it out of the zone. But the Tigers getting it right back as there's a headman pass that was intended for Knapp. But it goes all the way back, and Siddons will pick it up for the Jayhawks now. Siddons now on the left side, shaking off the puck there. That gets it over to DeGroat. And DeGroat heavily pressured, so the Tigers will just send that one right back in as it's going to be wrapped around. Picking it up is Tyler Nelson. Nelson dropped it back over to Bullard. Bullard cross-ice pass up to Duso. Duso over to Siddons. Siddons, and an offside call here on Kansas.
Yeah, sorry, Gabe. It's hard to hear right now when whatever they're doing out here, you're making every section yell. It's hard to hear when they're doing whatever they're doing on the ice. But I was looking at Brett Siddons after he took that open ice hit. And, yeah, again, the discipline is there. Last game against Mizzou, he would have took a slash. I mean, he took a cross-checking and a slashing penalty in the first period. Obviously, that spearing ended his day in the second period. But, again, way better disciplined Brett Siddons. And, like we said, the Jayhawks needed the rest of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So that face-off won back here by the Tigers as they have it in. As it's going to be up over to Himmer. Himmer shot save made by Miles, and a whistle here with 18:59 left to go. So the Twin Peaks crazy minute is up. And basically what that is for the first minute of the third period, everyone in attendance has to try and be the loudest section in the arena.
Okay, I was wondering what that was. Thanks for the clarification because I don't know what I was listening to, but there you go, the Twin Peaks crazy minute, folks. There you go.
So it's over to Medina now. Medina up on the left side. He tried to get that one up over to Gerber, but it's going to be intercepted here by Cassiopa, who wraps that one around the boards. As he got it up over to Nessa. Nessa trying to get it out of the zone. As it's along the boards over to Fantoni, and it's going to be Gerber getting it out. Now Fantoni with it. Fantoni, he'll swing to the right, trying to backhand that one into the corner. And it's going to be picked up by Cassiopa once more. Across over to Hemmer. Hemmer up on the left side, trying to walk his way in off the rebound, missing the net there, and a lucky break for Mitch Miles. That's just going to be around over to Siddons now. Siddons saucered it to Gerber. Gerber on the right side. He'll curl around, lost control of the puck, and the Tigers send it back the other way. As it's going to be walked in there by Spolek. Spolek, top of the circle, try to shot over the net. The rebound there by DeGroat. Goes right over to Hearn. Hearn gets it up over to Gerber, and Gerber's going to saucer that one over to Feeney. A foot race for the puck, picked up by Feeney. Feeney shoots, and it looked like Richardson got a piece of it, didn't know where it went, and Nelson unable to hold the line. So it's going to be picked up there by Spolek. He'll throw it to the corner and race right after it. Spolek wrapping around, looking for the pass, goes right over to where Feeney got a stick on it. As there's a turnover right to Rudman. His shot missing the net there, held in at the line by Bob Stark. Bob Stark throwing it to the left corner as it's going to be wrapped around over to Hearn. As now with it, shot by Rudman, missing the net there, held in at the line by Hug. Hug trying to find it back over to Spolek. It'll find its way over to Baumstark, and Baumstark under the goal line trying to find it back over to Hug. It's poked out of the zone, and here comes Nelson. He's going to turn on the Jets as he's moving in on the backhand, knocked down. He's able to draw the trip. And here we are, another Jayhawk power play coming up with 17 even left on the clock.
This is the second time, Gabe, that the Tigers have committed a penalty on Tyler Nelson in open ice. Again, they were great the first period and a half of keeping him contained without getting any penalties. And looks like we got another hooking on the Tigers. They're second in the game. The first penalty against Nelson was a slash, of course. But again, we saw what this Jayhawks power play can do. Their number one power play unit out again is what scored the goals. As Jayhawk faithful, you got to get excited for this.
Pass across the Duso, shoots blocked up front and racing after that puck along the corner. And then the Tigers will just dump it down. As it's going to be Miles. He'll leave that back behind the net for Siddons. And one to poke Miles a little bit there was Hazelton. As it's going to be Siddons. He tried to make a nice move, lost control of the puck, but quickly getting back there and holding it in was Bullard. Bullard lost control, and Nelson having to pick it right back up there in the neutral zone. Nelson got right in front of Knapp, who was able to interrupt the Jayhawks there for a little bit as it's Bullard cross ice, got it over to Nessa. Nessa dropping it back over to Nelson. Nelson stripped of the puck there, and here comes Buddy. Buddy, and a nice stick play there by Nessa. A shot save made by Miles. He had a piece of it as it goes over the net. Buddy up front, and Miles making a save there. And he takes a little bit of a hack at Miles, and you see Luke Nessa, the freshman defenseman from Waconia, Minnesota, 6'4", 185, going after a little bit. As you see right there, Buddy took a little love tap at Miles, and then Nessa's right there to tell him to knock it off. But it'll be left at that for now.
You give it like it, nothing goes unanswered. Don't let Mizzou take cheap shots, especially on your goalie out of all people. But Mitch Miles, how gutsy of it from the poke check that right there in the zone crease. Way to stay home for Miles, the senior.
As it's going to be over to Hearn. Hearn fighting it up over to Gerber now. Off the faceoff, he's able to dodge a big hit there before chipping it into the zone. As it's over to Feeney. Feeney shot save made by Richardson. As the Jayhawks starting to take over the shot column a little bit as they lead that 26-22, and they lead in this game 4-3. As there's just about 53 seconds left on that penalty handed out over to Rudman. So the Jayhawks still on the power play, but Missouri won this face-off, and they'll send it all the way back down as it's Miles back behind his own net, leaving it to the corner for Roberts. Roberts trying to find it over to Hearn. And it's going to be poked away there by Zimmer. Zimmer drawing around, tries a shot, and then Miles using the glove there. He'll throw it right down for Gerber, and Gerber's going to coast around the net, getting it out of the zone, and it's back over to Medina now. So Medina trying to get a head man up over to Gerber. A nice play there. But the Tigers get the puck back as it's Hemmer. Hemmer shoots, save made by Miles. As he's been having a great night so far.
And yeah, he's been having a great night, and he's been having a great night thanks to his glove hand. A lot of glove hand larceny tonight for Mitch Miles. And I want to speak about these seniors, Cole Walsh and Mitch Miles, really quick while I have a couple seconds. make sure to go on Jayhawk Hockey's Twitter page. Check out the videos that Cole Walsh's mom made for Cole Walsh and the videos that Mitch Miles' parents made for him. Great videos. I highly encourage you to watch. It shows a lot of their baby photos as well. Great way to look in their past.
As it's back over to Siddons. Siddons hit off the puck there by Austin, and it's going to be over to Duso now. Duso trying to get it out of the zone. They've got it up over to Nessa, who's able to kick it away. It'll be picked right up by Hug as it's sent to center ice. As it's going to be wrapped around. And an icing call here on the Tigers.
Again, Mizzou can't afford these icings. They had a lot of them in the first, settled down on them in the second, and now another one coming back to bite them in the butt. They haven't had a line change for a little bit. Tied Mizzou legs out there. Got to find a way to stop icing that puck if you're Mizzou if you want to get back in this game. Because they're a team that's definitely capable of getting back in this game.
So here come the Tigers up on the left side. It's going to be Hemmer, a shot, and another glove save by Miles. This time with 14:42 left to go.
I don't remember how the saying goes, Gabe, but something like same song, different verse. I want to say that's how it goes. I could be totally wrong, but that's what it is right now for Mitch Miles. Just glove fan save after glove fan save. If you're Mizzou, you got to think of trying to go 5-hole or blocker, which is the way they scored their goals tonight.
So a face-off win here by the Tigers. It's Walker trying to backhand pass on the doorstep, but it's going to be sent away. Now Hug trying to get it back over to Walker. It's going to wrap around the boards, and it'll find its way over to Jones. Jones at the blue line, sends it to the corner. Pass intercepted there almost by Nelson, but it's going to be back over to Jones, who lost it to Schubert, and it's going to be sent up over to Nelson. Nelson working his way in, saucered it up to Siddons, a backhand shot, save made by Richardson.
Yeah, Jayhawks are able to break free. Nice little 2-on-1 there. What a better effort there by Tanner Richardson. Able to stay home, not getting too aggressive out of his crease. Trying to go 5-hole on there was Jayhawks, but a great job by Tanner Richardson keeping his team in the game.
Yeah, and Tanner Richardson really showing why he was named to that All-Division South team for the Macha Conference. As this face-off is won by Missouri, but some great physical play here by the Jayhawks. Gets that right back, a shot up front. Zadakis knocked it down, but it can't get on net. And it's going to be sent all the way back. Spolek beating the race here for the puck as he has it right under the goal line on the back door. A beautiful block there by Hearn. And it finds its way to Miles, and he'll just hang on to that one for another whistle.
Yeah, beautiful block there by Blake Hearn indeed, Gabe. Again, forward, number one line this game, but still got his defensive roots. As Eli Baumstark right there was waiting for that puck, that he would have had a wide open 6x4s on Miles. A great job by Hearn to get down and get that stick on the ice.
So this face-off, won over here to Bullard. He tried to spin around and sort of bat that one out of the zone, but it's going to be a drive from the point. A nice block there by Zadakis. And another puck out of play. So 13:43 left to go here in the third period. 27-26 are the shot count. Kansas in the lead as they also lead 4-3. As it's a face-off win, back over to Nessa. Nessa trying to bank it off the boards up over to Gerber, and as it's going to be sent down on the left side. It'll be picked up by Baumstark, trying to get it over to Driscoll. A shot from the point there by Medina that just sails wide, as it's going to be Rudman with it now. Rudman tries the headman pass up over to Spolek. Spolek getting it up over to Baumstark. Baumstark on the left side. Walking in, shot kicked away there by Miles, and a great job by Nessa to send it away. And it's going to be advanced out of the zone here by Medina. So pass across here over to Baumstark, had to reach back after the puck, and the Tigers have to get back on side. So it's going to be walked in by Spolek, easily poked off the puck there, as it's going to be Nessa. Now Spolek with it, tries a shot on the short side. Nessa getting it out. Found it over to Gerber. Diving to poke that puck back into the zone was Williams. As there's another shot save made by Miles. That was on Nick Spolek.
Yeah, Gabe, if you're a Mizzou fan right now, you got to be liking what you're seeing. Mizzou getting a lot of chances now on Mitch Miles, throwing pucks on the net. And if you're a Mizzou fan, you got to think sooner than later, Mitch Miles is going to break. But so far, standing strong is the senior from Littleton, Colorado.
So a face-off win here by the Tigers. Blocked by Miles. Off the rebound, unable to find the net. And here's Siddons trying to find it up over to Nelson. This is going to be dropped back over to Knapp. Knapp shot kicked away by Miles. Thrown to the hash marks where Feeney had a piece of the puck. And it's going to be back over to the point. Hug pressured off the puck here. Trying to find it over to Nelson. Nelson got it to Feeney. Feeney got it into the zone. But it'll be picked up here by Jones. As it's going to be sent around the other way. Here comes Knapp, finding it over to DeGroat. DeGroat trying to walk his way in, dropped it back. Buddy's shot save made by Miles once more.
Well, you're not going to score if you just shoot it right in the stretch protector of the goalie. I can tell you that, Gabe. I think that's something that anybody could tell you. But just so interesting how different of a game we've had today versus the Matcha Conference Championship. I mean, 12-7 compared to 4-3. I mean, at this point in the game, it felt like every shot was going in. Right now, not so much.
So a line drive right off that face-off finds the glove of Miles yet again and brings us to a pause with 11:59 left to go here in the third period.
Gabe, as we have time here, as Mizzou's doing a line change, I just want to shout out the crowd that we've had today. Both KU and Mizzou fans getting loud, getting rowdy for their respective teams.
So the face-off was originally won back over to Hazelton. He wristed one, and that got sent to the corner where play is happening right now. Schubert able to shake off a hit, and he'll backhand it up over to Dusso. Dusso able to get it up over to Bullard, who got it into the zone. And a save made here by Williams.
Yeah, and Bullard looks like he might have gave a little bit of an icing to Richardson, but I mean, it really wasn't that much. Jack Hazelton coming over, giving him a little check-in. I mean, I can't be upset with Hazelton for doing that. Don't want your goalie to get iced, but I think it was a respective answer for their little icing it was.
As it's played around, unable to hold the line there was Schubert as a couple of bodies hit the ice. As we get another stoppage here, this time with 11:29 left to go.
So we got a minute 29 to our media break. 2 minutes after that media break. We're going to have some no more media breaks, just straight on hockey. And Gabe, I feel like that the floodgates might break loose when it comes to physicality after that media timeout, specifically from Mizzou. Got to get back in this game, and a great way to get back in the game is through physicality and brute force.
So here come the Tigers as it's chipped into the zone. It'll ride the boards around. As it's Fantoni with it now for the Jayhawks. Fantoni got it up over to Gerber. Gerber trying to get it out of the zone, but it's going to be held in there by number 8, Nathan Austin. Now Fantoni had a piece of it. Walker spinning around, had a shot from about the blue line, and then Miles kicked it away. A great stick lift there by Cole Walsh. Allowed Kansas to get the puck back and send it all the way back for a change.
I don't know if Mitch saw that shot, Gabe. It seems like he's seen it at the last second with some traffic in front of him.
And there's a great reversal there by Breyer as it was Hemmer just walking in, ready to lay the body on him. Is this going to be a bank pass up over to Feeney? Feeney trying to play it off the boards over to Gerber. But it'll go far enough. It'll be picked up there by Williams for the Tigers. Williams trying to find it up over to DeGroat. As he lost control of the puck there, that was Williams. Siddons finds it over to Feeney. Feeney dropping it back to Nelson, still with it on the backhand shot. Save made by Richardson, and off the rebound, it won't go.
Hey, both of us were getting excited. Tyler Nelson was 1-on-3, but we were still getting excited, and that shows you just what type of player Tyler Nelson is. I mean, two guys on him you can see on that replay right there, and we still get excited because we just know how great of a stick handler that Tyler Nelson is and the potential he brings.
So the face-off almost won by Kansas, but quickly with speed to intercept that was Spolek, and he's met there by Breyer. Breyer able to wrap that one around. As it's going to be over to Nessa. Nessa got it out of the zone, and it's going to go far enough. No icing, as it might have been tipped on the way down. But it's going to be Williams with it here on the right side. Top of the circle, try to shot, punched away by Miles. The rebound by Spolek is behind him. He jumps on top of it. And with speed, he's able to get on top of that before it crosses the line. And some words being exchanged between Travis Breyer and I believe that's number 17, Eli Baumstark.
All right, tables number 9 being out to 4.
Thank you, Lindsay, and shout out to my mom for being a surprise interview guest. I love her to death, and I couldn't be more thankful for her supporting me throughout all of these games, as this is my 200th career broadcast. As there's a shot there, turned aside by Miles, back behind the net. It's going to be a battle along the boards. As it's going to be back over to DeGroat. DeGroat with it now at the hash marks. Shot right up front. Miles hops on top of that, and he gets a little bit of a bump there. But it's not going to amount to much.
And Mitchell just a little slow to get up. I see Landry Gray, KU's backup goaltender, just looking on, making sure he's good, and looks like he's good to go. I just got a little check to the head there, just reset the helmet, get good to go. Mitch, we need you for these last 9 or so minutes.
So the face-off to take place to the left of Miles, as it's held in by Missouri, but quickly stripped away here by Kansas, as it was Nelson fighting it over to Siddons. Siddons just backhands that one into the zone. It's going to be played around by Richardson. Off the boards, it'll go over to Hearn. Hearn across to Roberts. Roberts banking it off over to Feeney. As it's going to be played across the other way, here's Zimmer with it. Zimmer trying to wrap it around over to Hearn. As there's a shot from the point, blocked up front, as it's another battle along the goal line, and Roberts will have it now. Roberts trying to find it up over to Nelson, and it'll go a little far. And an icing call.
A big opportunity here for the Tigers. Got some tired Jayhawk legs on ice here. It's got to come soon if you're the Tigers. Got to stay aggressive and just keep pressuring the puck.
And what an interesting play that was, as that puck was just in midair and it was swatted away. And it looked like he spun around and hit that one away. Either way, here come the Jayhawks now, as it's going to be Siddons picking up the loose puck here on the right side. He threw it to the corner. Now he'll pick it up, and he'll be able to sort of shake off that hit, but he won't be able to hold control of the puck until Bullard jumps in to help him out. As it's going to ride the boards around, Dusso to Schubert. Schubert back over to Dusso. As he tried a shot. And it looked like that might have gone out of play. So 7:43 brings us this stoppage. As it's back over to Walsh. Walsh will just toss that one back into the corner as it's going to be Driscoll on it. Now Driscoll trying to get it out of the zone as it's going to be back over to Himmer. Himmer up on the left side. Pass blocked there by Walsh. Himmer to Austin to Hazelton out of the zone. And it's going to be back over to Duso, who's going to backhand it a little further. Driscoll having to chase back after it. As it's going to be sent back and around. Over to Schubert, dropped it back over to Walsh. Walsh trying to find it back over to Schubert, but it's going to go far enough where it'll have to be Gerber racing after that. So Medina picking it up for the Jayhawks, and a stoppage here.
I think going to be an offsides here on the Tigers, I'm pretty sure. Indeed, it will be. So just under 7 minutes to go here in the third period game. I mean, this is all the Jayhawks going to hope for here. 1-goal lead. Been able to hold on to it for the first 13 minutes of this period, but you got to think that you need an insurance goal here, especially against an offensive team in the Mizzou Tigers.
This one won back over to Breyer. He tries to backhand it out of the zone. That's just going to be back over to Gerber. Oh, he's going to turn on the Jets, makes a move around, one man shoots, he scores! Are you kidding me? Number 86, Jack Gerber with a beautiful goal, and the Jayhawks lead 5-3.
Andrew Casiopo, there you were not. Jack Gerber with the sweet angles around Andrew Casiopo. And I've been saying this for the past month now or so. You just felt Jack Gerber had to have one of those breakout games. And it felt like today was the day. Maybe the new jersey number 86 is something, Gabe, for this game. But anyway, what a beautiful goal. A little Tyler Nelson-esque, if you ask me.
As this one's dumped into the corner, it's going to be picked up here by Breyer, then backhanded up over around. And then taken by Booty to DeGroat, trying to pass it up front over to Knapp, and he'll have to shelter that back to DeGroat as they try to send it back over to the point. Shot blocked up front. The rebound, Miles on top of it. And here comes the pushing and shoving. It's going to be DeGroat, got a hand up on Breyer. And Booty just goes down like a rag doll back behind the net, and a couple of words exchanged. But it's going to be Luke Nessa heading to the box for Kansas.
Yeah, it's going to be Nessa's third penalty of the game. See what we get here on the replay. We'll watch it with you folks at home.
Yeah, right there. You see Booty just get thrown down by Luke Nessa as he was just trying to fight for a loose puck that wasn't there.
Either way, you got to be a little smarter if you're Luke Nessa, knowing the time of the game. The refs are going to start blowing their whistles a little more, especially when it comes down to this point of the game. But still think a fair call either way. But Jayhawk penalty kill's got to step up again and do what they've been doing all game, which is shutting down this Mizzou power play with just over 6 minutes to go here in the third period.
So this one won back over to Rudman. Found it to Hazelton, crossed over to DeGroat. DeGroat waits, Hazelton, blast save made by Mitch Miles. Shots are now 37-32 in favor of Missouri, but it's Kansas with a 5-3 lead.
I mean, Gabe, what a turnaround for this KU team from the last time they faced Mizzou in the Macha Conference Championship. From 64 shots faced by Mitch Miles, now 37. What a big turnaround.
As it's going to be Bullard battling along the boards. The Tigers still have it. DeGroat to Baumstart. That pass just sails out of the zone. That's just going to be Knapp with it on the left side. Shooting one blocked up front. At the top of the key, DeGroat has it. Over to Rudman. Rudman back to DeGroat. That's going to escape the zone, and here's Tyler Nelson with it now. As he'll just flutter that one towards the corner. It'll be wrapped around by the Tigers and skated up by DeGroat. He'll swing over to the right side before being called offsides.
Yeah, Mizzou fans and players are not too happy with that offsides call. Didn't see it fully. Wish I put a replay up on for us to see it. But either way, Mizzou still with a minute 10 to go in the power play. Got a couple opportunities early on, but Mitch Miles just standing like a rock.
So this one won back by the Tigers. They are on the power play for about 1 more minute. There's just about 5:13 left to go here as it's Siddons with it. Shooting one, missing the net. It was a great look for the young freshman looking for a hat trick. As it's going to be Spolek with it now. He tried a shot. Miles had the save. On the doorstep, puck loose over to Walsh and all the way down it'll go. A great penalty kill by the senior from Joliet, Illinois.
Yeah, Gabe, you don't think that Brad and his teammates know that he only has 1 more goal to go till the hat trick? They definitely know, and they want to get him that 3rd goal any way they can.
Racing to the corner with it, it's going to be Roberts. He tried to send it out. Miles made the save, and he'll hang on for the whistle.
Gabe, I don't know about that. I mean, Mitch did hold on to it for a few seconds. He let it go, but I feel like these refs have been giving them a longer time to hold on to the puck, both goalies, but they're a little bit of a quicker whistle than usual, but either way. 22 seconds left in this penalty kill. Jayhawks just need to keep doing what they've been doing, pressuring the puck carrier.
As there was a block up front off the rebound, and it's Spolek. So the Tigers get back within 1. You see right off the faceoff there's Casiopo. Shot one, and then just ready to grab that rebound's number 64, Nick Spolek. And it's now 5-4.
Yeah, puck deflected there off Mason Buddy, battling with another Jayhawk for territorial ground. And if that puck didn't deflect off of Buddy, that puck would have gone in the corner boards. Nothing would have had to been made of it. But just unfortunate deflection for the Jayhawks, but big opportunity now for Mizzou, only down by 1. You got to be loving where you're at if you're a Tiger fan right now.
As that's going to be back over to Bullard, trying to dump it into the zone. As it's going to be wrapped around the other way. Before DeGroat throws it in. 4:14 left to go. Blake Hearn gets knocked down into the corner. As it's going to be back over to Bullard. Bullard with it on the right side. He's just going to loft that one down. He'll get a change going for the Jayhawks. As it's going to be Knapp with it. Over to DeGroat. DeGroat on the left side. Into the corner now. It's going to be Breyer with it. Breyer found it over to Feeney. Feeney waiting. Finds Nelson here on the left side. Nelson curling around. One hand on his stick. Brought it up. Richardson made the save. And we get a stoppage here with 3:39 left to go.
Again, another long-waited call for the ref to officially blow that puck dead after Richardson had it for a few seconds. But that's the least of my worries right now. The biggest of my worries is KU, you got to find a way for these next 3 minutes 39 either to get an insurance goal or just to hold off these Tigers, because you know they're going to go empty net within the next couple of minutes or so.
And then immediately after the face-off, it gets tipped up high and then out of play. So another face-off win here by the Jayhawks. Sent over to Nelson, who shot it to the corner right away. He'll play it back around. Siddons trying to find it to Breyer. Breyer will backhand it, unable to hold the line. So they'll have to dump it in and regroup. As it's sent out of the zone right over to Nessa. In the neutral zone, lost control. As it was dumped in by the Tigers, it'll be picked up by Nessa. Over to Feeney. Feeney able to get it out of the zone over to Siddons, finds it over to Nelson. He's in the clear, moving in, shoots. Save made by Richardson. He picked up the rebound. Now it's Nelson again. Breyer drives from the point, missing the net there. Oh, that was a great look for Travis Breyer. But either way, as it's going to be over to Siddons, dropping it back to Nessa. Nessa finding it over to Dusso, the team captain. boggled up the puck a little bit, and it'll be collected there by Baumstark. And Baumstark's going to have it through center. Swinging up on the left side, pressured off the puck there by Zadakis, and now going to work along the corner boards is Walsh trying to get that loose. It's able to escape the zone, but it'll be an icing on Kansas with 2:10 left to go.
That's an ugly icing to take right there, Gabe. You got some tired Jayhawks right now on the ice. Hands on their knees. You got to find a way to clear this puck without getting an ice and being able to get some fresh legs on the ice and get a line change. But for Mizzou right now, you got to keep that puck in offensive zone. Don't let the Jayhawks change and work off their tiredness.
As this face-off won back over to Hazelton. He's going to wrap it around, trying to find it back over to Rudman. The Jayhawks get a stick on it. However, the Tigers forcing it back in under the goal line. Zadakis and Spolek now going to battle along the boards. Going to pick it up was Baumstark over to Hazelton. A shot blocked by Bullard. And Zadakis in the corner now in a little bit of trouble as Rudman took it away. Bullard got a piece of it. Another block up front by Walsh. And it's played along the boards. Walsh and Driscoll going to work. A shot punched away by Miles. Bullard diving down, sends it out of the zone. As it's going to be wrapped around. Back over to Schubert. Schubert trying to get it out. He's able to fight off a couple of bodies there as Dussel really hacking at it, trying to get that puck loose. It's thrown to the corner where Nelson will pick it up. He's going to button hook around as he saw Baumstark right there. And it's going to go all the way out of the zone. No icing as it was tipped. It'll be picked up by Hazelton. 1:08 left to go. Bank pass up over to Buddy. Goes a little too far, so Hearn's going to bank it off the boards as it's dumped in. Richardson's going to head off for the extra attacker. Less than a minute to go here in the third period. Tipped up front, missing the net there. And a great defensive play here by Hearn. 45 left to go. DeGroat has it in the corner. He's poked off the puck there by Hearn as it's going to be over to Siddons. Siddons to Feeney. Feeney throws it down the ice for the empty net. No, it doesn't go. As there's just about 30 seconds left. The Tigers desperate, needing one rush. As there's going to be an ill-advised pass there. Hearn has it. He's going to clear it all the way out. But it's going to be picked up there in the neutral zone by Williams. Dumped into Hearn. He's going to wrap it around the boards. 13 seconds to go. As it's going to be back over to Williams. 10 seconds now. Blocked up front. Siddons carries it out all the way down the ice. He scores! And that'll be the exclamation point here tonight, as Brett Siddons caps off the hat trick.
Yeah, I'm jumping for joy, Gabe. I can't describe this feeling right now as a Jayhawk fan. Brett Siddons getting that hat trick. I told you that they would try to get that hat trick any way possible. And Jayhawk fans can go home happy after that one.
So with 4.5 seconds left, the Jayhawks now are up by 2.
Well, they gave Brett a game misconduct there. Don't know for what, but really, I don't think any of us care right now, Gabe.
The puck is dropped, and how the mighty have fallen. Down goes number 4, as the Kansas Jayhawks are victorious. And what a way to go out.
Gabe, what a way to go out indeed for all these seniors. Mitch Miles and Cole Walsh. What a way to go out.
And before we go ahead and wrap things up here tonight, I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being able to bring you guys the action these past 3 seasons. I mean, it really means the world, man. it's more than I could have ever asked for to cap off my time as being a Jayhawk. And, you know, as I get ready to graduate in May, I know a lot of people are wondering who's going to take over for me. And it's going to be this guy right here, Ryan Cartman. He's done a lot of great things for me on the broadcast staff, and I couldn't be more thankful. And, man, I really love this team. And these past seasons have been some of the best memories I've ever made as a broadcaster, being able to come in and grow and build something new. So thank you guys again, and we'll go ahead and sign off from here. The final score, Kansas 6, Missouri 4, and this has been the 2024 Rivalry at the Rink.